Charlotte Motor Speedway is the stop here on the Castrol GTX Cup Series, and it is All-Star Weekend. And to kick things off as we always do, we'll be at the new Charlotte track here for the All-Star races this time. For less laps, as a matter of fact, it'll be less laps than the All-Star Open and the All-Star race itself, both at 17 laps each. So we'll see what happens when we get 3 less laps than we usually do it for the All-Star Weekend or the All-Star Open, whatever. But it is the Winston Open, and for those of you who do not know the rules of this race, the top 2 finishers in the Winston Open transfer into the All-Star race. So you got 19 cars battling it out for 2 spots in the All-Star race. So let's see what happens. On the pole at 204 miles an hour, it's Andre Sallin, number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. Beside him, the number 30 Gumout Pontiac Grand Prix of Adrian Becker. Row 2 has Mayonnaise, Charles Jackson, number 6 Valvoline Ford, and number 18 Interstate Batteries Pontiac of Ian Dutta. And here, row number 3 has Levi McIntyre, the X-Side Batteries SKF Ford Taurus. Beside him, Dustin Sloniker, number 16, the Family Channel Prime Star Ford Thunderbird. He would like to get himself in the All-Star Open race as well. Pete Shue London, car 22, the Caterpillar Pontiac Grand Prix. And one guy who'd like to get himself an All-Star appearance, Seth Cole, car number 40, the Kendall GT1 Pontiac. Then it's Tim Fiegel, car number 46, the First Union Chevy Monte Carlo. And beside him, Daniel Day, car 71, the Team Realtree Chevy Monte Carlo. Then it's Jeremy Doobie, car number 29, the Scooby-Doo Chevy Monte Carlo. And beside him, it is Sean Galligan, Yoshi, in car number 44, the Hot Wheels Pontiac Grand Prix. Then it's Alan Cabanero, number 12, Mobile 1 Ford Taurus. And it'll be flanked by the 15 of Cody Lamas, who won last season at Texas, but not eligible in the All-Star race because that was before the Charlotte race last season. Michael Norman, number 2, the Miller Lite Taurus, or Thunderbird, is on the inside of the next row. And then Jeff James, car 23, the Smokin' Joe's Ford. Then it's Dion Scott, car 42, the Bell South Mobility Chevy Monte Carlo, and beside him, Kyle Matthews, car 29, or car 75, the Remington Arms Ford Thunderbird, and playing shotgun, car number 97, the John Deere Ford Taurus, 2-time winner season 9, Stephanie Naylor, who won season 9 at Kentucky and Homestead, but didn't get a season 10 win, so therefore she has to race her way into the All-Star event. So that's how it all plays out. We have 19 entries into the All-Star. We have 18 entries in the All-Star race. We'll see. It'll be about 20, 22 one-car field either way. So the field getting ready to hear those words to fire the engines up. And remember what I said, 20 laps was the distance of the old Charlotte track, so now the new Charlotte track, so 3 laps less. It's 17 laps event. So here we go. Here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engine.
And again, the bar engines. As I was saying, at this new Charlotte track, we got now 3 less laps to work with in both the Winston Open and the Winston All-Star race. So 17 laps per race. So that's going to mean drivers are going to have to stay up on the wheel both times. So we'll see what happens. And things tend to get crazy when that happens at Charlotte. That's what this All-Star Weekend is all about. Now, some great competition, and, well, let's just say it's all pride at stake when you get to the All-Star race itself. Pace car comes off of corner number 4 on the pit road. The Winston Open is on. Here, 17 laps of distance, and here we go. Green flag is out. The race is on. Andre Sallin jumping out in front. Charles Jackson, he wants himself a spot in the All-Star race himself. He wants to be one of the top 2 finishers. Backstretch. Speed's already up to 200 miles an hour plus as they go off in the 3rd turn now. These cars, we saw how this track was last season. And problems! Big problems on the front. Oh my gosh! Ian Dutta! Wall ride and turn in the front stretch. And unlike the real NASCAR, the caution laps do count in All-Star Weekend. Charles Jackson leads him down to lap number 1. Let's take a look again as to what happened. Andres Allen went way high in turn number 4. And I kind of knew when it happened it was going to be a catastrophic catastrophe. Gets up into Adrian Becker. They go into Tim Fiegel and Pichu London both. And then Ian Dutta, watch him. Wall ride. Sean Galligan gets through. Michael Norman gets through. Alan Cavanero gets through. Dion Scott gets through. Several drivers not as damaged up as we thought. Well, I'll tell you what, I expect us to be some of this craziness in the All-Star event itself. But as I said before, you get 3 laps to work with, though. That gives you less time that gives you the opportunity to get up on the wheel. From Ian Dutta's view, watch this. And that knocks the Interstate Batteries Pontiac out of the event. So Ian Dutta's going to have to wait till the Coca-Cola 600. And Ian Dutta, I think Ian Dutta's back. Yes, I think he might be back in. I don't know. No, now he's out of the race. So he and Peachy London's going to be the ones who have to wait until the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, the main event of the Charlotte weekend. But right now it's one of the NR 2003 veterans, Charles Jackson, jumping out in front. Mr. Mayonnaise in number 6 Valvoline Ford Taurus. A pair of 99 Tauruses out in front, I should say. He in second place, Levi McIntyre. Adrian Becker, she wants herself a spot. She's in 3rd place right now. 4th is Andres Allen. 5th is Tim Fiegel. 6th right now is Sean Galligan. Then it's Jeremy Doobie, Dustin Slonaker, Alan Cavanero, and Seth Cole, the top 10. And Fiegel's got some damage on his car, so we'll see what happens as they come out of turn 4. Pace car again goes out of corner number 4. So 5 laps will be the distance inside here today. 5 down and 12 to go, and we're great back to green flag racing. Backstretch, here comes Sean Galligan, car 44. He and Yoshi, they won themselves a spot in the All-Star race. We'll see what happens out of turn 4. This time, no bad crashes. Here comes Levi McIntyre on the inside of Charles Jackson for the lead in turn number 1. First lap at the yellow 186 miles an hour. These cars topping 211 miles an hour as they head up on the 3rd turn. We'll see how fast they go as they come out of turn 4. Or going to turn 1, excuse me. Charles Jackson off the wall a little bit. Sean Galligan goes inside. 211. 212 miles an hour in turn number 1. We saw 212 blink on the speedometer. Galligan is 2nd now. Here comes Alan Cavanero, number 12. He wants himself a spot in the All-Star race. Remember, as I said, you have to be one of the top 2 cars to finish in this event to transfer into the big show. But Cavanero runs in 3rd spot. 4th is Charles Jackson. 5th, Seth Cole. So 3 NR 2003 veterans out in the top 5. Tim Fiegel battling with Kyle Matthews. Cody Lamas up there. Stephanie Naylor, Michael Norman. They all want a spot, but they want their trick is to now try to catch up to the field. Seth Cole's going to try to do that himself. But as long as you got those top 4 cars drafting back there, it's going to make it impossible for the second pack to catch up. Because cars in the draft run better than the ones you run by yourself. Galligan now to the lead, but here comes Alan Cabanero. Pontiac and a Ford battling it side by side. Who led that lap? Galligan did. So now it's Sean Galligan and Alan Cabanero, the top 2 cars at the moment. Here comes Galligan back on the inside for the lead. And it's Cabanero leading the lap. Over Galligan. Yellow flag waves. And it looked like it was Stephanie Naylor in 97 that spun. Well, she got around the pace car barely, but... And this happening on turn 4. And she got turned for no reason by Jeff James in 23. And sent Stephanie into the wall. Just looks like Stephanie Naylor's going to have some words with Dion Scott down in the garage area. She's still in the race at the moment. Pace car lights are off there, so we're going to get 2 laps to go. It'll be a green-white checkered here in the Winston Open. This is going to be some crazy racing here. Alan Cabanero, can he make the All-Stars in his rookie appearance? Well, Sean Galligan has got something to say about that in a 44 car. He's even though it's the top 2 finishers, but he wants to get a win on the Open to assure himself a spot. Levi McIntyre's up there. Another a couple more in our 2003 veterans. Charles Jackson in the 6 and Seth Cole in the 40. They're the top 5. Cody Lamas and Michael Norman and a couple more veterans. Same with Tim Fiegel, Daniel Day, Jeff James, some big names not in the show. Kyle Matthews, Adrian Becker, Dion Scott, Andres Allen, Jeremy Doobie, Stephanie Naylor, Dustin Sloniker. They're the cars left running right now. So here they come off of quarter number 4. The green flag waves. We're except for a 2-lap shootout. Alan Cabanero trying to hold them all off to win the Open. Who will get the top 2 spots when it all shakes out? Green flag waves. Here we go. Charles Jackson inside of Levi McIntyre. He's wasting no time. Can he push Galligan to the lead? Galligan staying behind Alan Cabanero as they go up in the 3rd turn now. Here they come off of quarter number 4. Galligan inside of Cabanero. Here comes Charles Jackson. He's trying to shove Galligan up there. White flag waves. 1 lap remaining in the Open. Cabanero loses a spot. Here comes Charles Jackson in the 6. And Cabanero hits the wall. Here comes Charles Jackson. He's up on the back from Galligan. At a turn number 4 they come. The veterans take over. Off of quarter number 4, Sean Galligan will win the Winston Open at Charlotte. And Charles Jackson finishes in 2nd. So Sean Galligan and Charles Jackson will be your top 2 transfers into the All-Star race. And we said it was going to be a thrilling finish in the Open, and we wasn't lying. Michael Norman got awful close, though, in 3rd position. 4th was Seth Cole. And 5th place to Alan Cabanero. He drove his heart out, but unfortunately, Norman and the rest of them down the list will have to wait till the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. So here's your finishing order. Sean Galligan wins the Winston Open. Charles Jackson will be the 2nd and final transfer into the All-Star race. Michael Norman finishes 3rd in the opening. Seth Cole Alan Cabanero, Levi McIntyre, Kyle Matthews, Jeff James, Daniel Day, and Cody Lamas, the top 10 in the Open. Tim Beagle comes from 11th, 12th, Dion Scott, 13th, Adrian Becker, Stephanie Naylor, Jeremy Doobie, Andres Allen, Dustin Sloniker, and the 2 cars out of the race, Pichu London and Ian Dutta because of crashes. So that's your finishers here in the Winston Open. So stay tuned for the main event in the All-Star Weekend, the Winston All-Star Race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the main event. Charlotte Motor Speedway is where we're at, and it's time for the Winston All-Star Race. Yes, the Castrol GTX Winston All-Star Race for season 11. Some paint schemes, special paint schemes, I should say. The lights shine bright on this 1.5-mile racetrack, and we're getting ready to see some tremendous racing. 17 laps of distance here in the Winston All-Star Race. Shorter distance because of the new track here in Charlotte, so we'll see what happens as we get set for the All-Star Race here today. On the pole, car number 1, the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Got him winning at Talladega this season, and actually winning 2 races last season. Joshua Collard on the pole. Row 2, the silver, number 3. Special paint scheme for this GM Goodwrench number 3. It's Ann Batson. She's a season 5 All-Star winner and the winner this season at Las Vegas. Chris Washer, car number 5, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet, won this season in Atlanta. And outside of him, one of the transfers into the All-Star race, finished second in the All-Star Open. It's Charles Jackson Mayonnaise in car number 6, the Valvoline Ford. 2-time winner this season, Cassandra Renzi has the inside of row number 3, winner at Texas and Bristol this season. And alongside of her, the Daytona 500 champ, Charlie Rodriguez, the Tide Ford Thunderbird number 10. In the new paint scheme, the Western Auto Parts America Chevrolet Monte Carlo, the All-Star Tiger, Dalton Day, 4-time winner of this event in seasons 2, 4, 6, and 8. He's the All-Star Tiger. He's won this race 4 times. Then alongside of him, P.J. Williams, the number 21 to Sitco Ford, the winner at Richmond. The next row down, Cole Daly. He won this race. He won at Martinsville this season, and also at Twin Ring Motegi, Japan last season. And another special paint scheme, the 1987 to 89 Texaco Havlin scheme, is Keith Batson, car number 28, the Texaco Havlin Ford, winner of this race in season 3. Don Poteet, car number 31, the Lowe Chevrolet that he's in by winning the season championship in season 1. And season 2 champ is alongside of him, Joshua Osborne of Tabasco Hot Sauce Pontiac. Season 10 champ Chris Dollerton has the inside row, and alongside of him in this row, Mike Becker, the winner at 8 Bowl last season. And then the All-Star Open winner, Sean Galligan, Yoshi, in car number 44, the Hot Wheels Hot Wheels Pontiac Fail. And he'll be inside lane. Alongside of him, Rohit Vanderby, the winner last season at Michigan and this season at California Speedway. The winner at 8 Bowl this season has Tyler Batson on the inside of number 88 Ford Quality Care Ford Credit Ford Taurus. And he'll be alongside of the number 90 Hallegmars Ford Thunderbird. For Don Levy Racing, it's Zed Weinstein, the season 9 champion of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And he would like to give the All-Star win in his resume as well. Shotgun in the field. Here in her Matt Tonight Ford Thunderbird number 94 here for the second All-Star race in a row. It's Jessica Shelton, car number 94 for Bill Elliott Racing. She won this season at Rockingham. That's how she got into the All-Star race this season. And alongside of her, it is the number 98 RCA Ford of the season 8 champion Johnny Gardner. He got him by winning the season 8 championship. So that is your All-Star lineup here today for the Winston All-Star race. And you can see right there the field of 20 strong lined up. But here they may be lined up and quiet right now, but in a few moments, the engines will be fired up and ready to go for today's running of this event.
Drivers, to your car.
So, here we go. We're about to get set for some racing here today at Charlotte. And here comes the command to fire them up here at Charlotte.
Drivers, Start your engines.
The command has been given, so they may be on pit road right now. But in a few moments, they'll turn them loose. Green flag racing at 200 plus miles an hour. We saw a wild race in the Winston Open, but if the Winston Open is anything like the All-Star, if this race is anything like the Winston Open is, this ought to be a wild event here at Charlotte. Here, if you remember the 1992 Winston Cup Winston race, it was one hot night, and that's what I think that title fits more than anything else for this All-Star event here today. So it could be one hot and wild night here, I guess you might say. Pace car on line, taking him down the backstretch. Joshua Collard on the pole for this event in the Pennzoil Pontiac and the Pennzoil Chevy #1 for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. And Batson's #3 alongside. Usually has the black #3 when she won this race in season 5, but she's in a silver #3. So she's in the custom car here. So she's in a one race scheme, I guess you might say. Several cars are in one race schemes, like Ann Batson, Dalton Day, and several others. Pace car next on the pit road. The green flag waves. Let the All-Stars begin. Boogity, boogity, boogity! And what a start Joshua Collard got on Ann Batson as they come out turn #2. Collard wants to take off and lead them all the whole way here at Charlotte. 17 laps of distance here today as they go down the back stretch. Batson in the second position now. Third is Chris Washer. Fourth is now Cassandra Renzi. They come out turn #4. A clean first lap. And Batson going on the inside lane. Collard. I tell you what, Collard's got some kind of a transmission on his car. He is taking off on the field. Cassandra Renzi on the inside. Here comes Dalton Day. He wants to win this race for a 5th time. Remember, as I said, he won this race 4 times. And no problems. Oh! And no problems. Johnny Gardner hard in the wall. Zed Weinstein's upside down. Joshua Osborne's crashed. Keith Batson, I don't know if he's got any damage or not in his 28 car. Yes, he does. Batson's got some back-end damage to his machine. Oh, Johnny Gardner. Hard crash for him. Well, no time like the present to see what the replays look like. Well, they got wild. This was in the back of the pack where it got all wild. Now, Ann Batson, we was watching her and Cassandra Renzi. Here's what happened there. It looked like they were crashed for sure. Batson bounced off the wall and Renzi hits the wall herself. Now that was no harm, no foul. Now watch Johnny Gardner. Three wide between he, Mike Becker, and Keith Batson. Jessica Shelton shoving him right there. And Batson got into both Gardner and Shelton. Gardner slams the wall, bam, and then I think Batson got up in the air, and then Weinstein, he starts his flipping gyrations that come out of the turn, and yeah, you saw Joshua Osborne and Mike Becker, they had nowhere to go, and Osborne had to get on the brakes to try to keep from hitting Zed Weinstein, but it's going to make for some interesting in-car camera views, I can tell you that for sure. Let's start off with Zed Weinstein. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. Now from Joshua Osborne's view. Just blinded by smoke and sun, you can't see where you're going. Keith Batson's view. Watch what happens. So that's what happens with Batson. So pace car coming out of corner number 4 as we're about to get set for green flag racing. Joshua Collard has the lead. Dalton Day in second position. Third, Dylan Poteet. Fourth, Chris Dalton. Fifth is Cassandra Renzi. The green flag waves are back underway at Charlotte. 11 laps to go in the Winston All-Star race. Joshua Collard out in front. Dalton Day in second position. Dylan Poteet trying to shove him up to the back member, but no, Poteet wants to get his wants to get his third All-Star win. He won his race in season 1 and 7. And Poteet's got the help from Chris Dalton, car number 41. And now Dalton wants a shot at it. We said with the shortened distance here at Charlotte here in the All-Star race here, that's going to make the drivers going to get up on the wheel harder. And here comes Dalton on the inside of Collard for the lead. He's got Dalton Day shoving him. Dalton shoves the inside of the track. Here comes Dalton Day 3 wide. And Collard hits the wall. Now it's Dalton Day and Chris Dalton side by side. But here comes Chris Washer. And Sean Galligan, he gets into it in the 41 out of turn 4. Chris Washer now to the point. Sean Galligan's up there. Tyler Batson's up there. Any one of these cars can win it in this pack of cars here. Galligan shuts the door on Batson, but nothing doing. And oh, Chris Washer, oh, and Sean Galligan! What in the heck? Sean Galligan bunny hopped his way back to the track, and he still gets the lead! Unbelievable! Dylan Poteet gets into it in the 31! What a save by Sean Galligan! But loses the lead down to Poteet! Poteet with the lead now! Cole Deli, Jessica Shelton to get up there. Shelton was in the crash in the first race. And now she's up to third. Charles Jackson's up there. They're trying to catch up with the front pack of cars. Shelton and Jackson side by side. Can Sean Galligan get both the Open and the All-Star races alone? Not if Dylan Poteet's got anything to say about that in the 31 car. Poteet looking for his third All-Star win. He won his race in Season 1 and again in Season 7. Sean Gallagher looking to add his name to the All-Star list of winners. But Charles Jackson getting close here. So is Cole Dally in car 24. And Batson up in the 5th position now. Rohit Vanderbeek going inside of Jessica Shelton. Four laps to go. This is going to be a wild 4 laps here at Charlotte. Dylan Poteet, the number 31, Lowe's Chevrolet, out in front. But here comes Charles Jackson, Mayonnaise on the inside. He's got the shove in the he had the shove in the 24 of Cole Daly. And now Daly goes inside. He takes start from Galligan. In our 2003 veterans right together. Poteet, Jackson, Daly, and Galligan. And now Daly tries his upper second on Charles Jackson. 2 laps to go. Who's it gonna be? In the season 11 Winston All-Star race. Jackson into the wall. Dalton Day, he gets into it. He shoves. He's going to shove Sean Galligan. Off of corner number 4, the white flag waves for Dylan Poteet. Can he hold them all off one more lap? If they keep battling side by side, he will. On a turn number 2, Dalton Day goes inside of Sean Galligan for second. Out of turn number 2, Dylan Poteet. Hammer down in the third turn now. Galligan and Poteet and Day tries to go on the inside. But off of corner number 4, the season 11 All-Star race goes to the man who runs the Mountain Dew Racing Series and Mopar Nationwide Series. Dylan Poteet wins at Charlotte. Poteet's third Winston All-Star Race victory. Had to scrap like a badger to try to hold off the rest of the field. And including great drivers such as Dalton Day, Sean Galligan, Cole Daly, Charles Jackson, you name it, he held them all off. Dylan Poteet gets his third Winston All-Star Race victory. Average speed 133.149, and here's your full field rundown. Dylan Poteet wins. Sean Galligan comes home second. Third, Dalton Day. Fourth, Charles Jackson. Fifth, Cole Daly. Sixth, Joshua Collard. Seventh, Charles Jackson. Eighth, Rohit Vanderview. Ninth was Jessica Shelton. And 10th was Chris Dollerton. What a classic here in Charlotte, I have to say. Oh man, it's a I tell you, the 600 is going to be wild if it's anything like this. I tell you. Tyler Batson finishes in 11th position, Ann Batson 12th, 13th Chris Washer, 14th Cassandra Renzi, and then the 15th or last PJ Williams 15th, then Keith Batson, Mike Becker, the last of the finishers, and of course out of the race Joshua Osborne, Zed Weinstein, and Johnny Gardner all out of the race. But a terrific race here today. Dylan Poteet has won his third Winston All-Star title. He's taking home the title in a Winston All-Star race. So next race on the tour will be the main event, the Coca-Cola 600 here at Charlotte. And so with that, we'll say don't miss it, and we'll see you next time.